Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting interview. Today we will be discussing the abortion topic. Pro-choice, or pro-life. Abortion is a very controversial topic, for many different reasons, and this is one of the top debates going on. Today, I'm going to be talking to Joe Smith, an activist in politics, about his take on the matter. So, Joe, how are you? I'm good, thank you. So let's just dive in here. From what they tell me, you're pro-choice, is that correct? And could you explain why you feel that abortion is okay? Yes, I am pro-choice. But I'd first like to say that abortion has a lot of misconceptions. It is not about killing babies, and it's not about destroying lives. Nor is it for everyone. Everyone has a different situation, and it's not meant to be abused. It's supposed to help women under certain conditions who cannot have a child in her circumstances. Really? Because that seems to be one of the biggest controversies. Don't you think it's true that all women who get abortions know they're killing a baby? Abortion is not about people who think killing babies is okay. Abortion is an emergency form of reproductive health care, if another form of contraception doesn't work properly. Also, it is ultimately the woman's decision. It's her own body, it's her own choice. Honestly, what has happened to women's rights over the years? Women have fought for years for their own rights, and are still working for it. Why? Women have the right to decide what to put their body through, just like anyone else does. They also have the right to control their own life. A baby is a lifetime commitment, and it is her responsibility to care for that life throughout her own life. She put it into the world. She is liable for its upbringing. And any sane woman wants to have a reproductive health care. Women are vessels who need to be taken care of in order to be able to provide for themselves and a child. And there are some people who don't want anything to do with the reproductive health care. Now, you've mentioned reproductive health care a couple times. What is that? A reproductive health care is something that is sort of in the works. In some states, reproductive health care is an informational care system that is where women and men can be evaluated for their individual needs when it comes to their reproductive health. This is because a lot of times women and men overlook their reproductive health and therefore do not receive proper care. Reproductive health care can serve to teach men and women about their sexual health and help provide individuals help to create a reproductive life plan if they so choose. It is a service that is trying to be added to a general health care in order to give the scientific facts about reproduction and family planning, from how to eat well during a pregnancy and provide information about abortions. It's not a system that is biased towards pro-life or pro-choice because it is just meant to inform people about what they should know about their sexual health. Okay, that seems like something impartial to the abortion issue. And before, were you talking about religious extremists who don't want the reproductive health care to be a part of our health care? Well, some people who strictly follow the Bible take everything literally. They don't understand that not everyone does, and if they don't follow the Bible, they are going to hell. If you have sex before marriage, you're going to hell. Well, we're all human, and we're all sexual beings. We have sex. Pre-marriage or post-marriage, it is going to happen one way or another. There's a saying, keep your rosaries off my ovaries, for a reason. In certain types of churches, they do not make any exceptions for women using any type of contraception at all, including condoms and birth control. And even if a couple is married and they are financially stable, what if a woman can't physically have a baby? Maybe it's due to medical problems that it would be dangerous to the woman's health or even the fetus's health. This brings me to my next point. What if there is a history of disease in a couple's family, or a woman has a condition that is likely to result in the fetus having a birth defect? What do you mean? How on earth is it acceptable to knowingly let a child into the world that has a good chance of having a physical or mental disability? How is letting a child grow up watching their friends play soccer or tag in gym, but they have to be pushed in a wheelchair or have to get an aid to help them walk? How is it fair to that child? How is it fair to the child if they hear a loud noise and start screaming because they are disturbed and scared by the noise, putting them through possible hours of agony? Those couples who know these are highly likely possibilities and don't abort this child's life are not meant to be parents, because what parents want to put their child through that? I can answer that for you. Caring parents do not do that. I can see you feel very strongly about children with birth defects and disabilities. But some would say all children are God's children. How would you respond? I would say, if God loved our children, He wouldn't want to put them through pain for their entire life. If we are all God's people and we are not supposed to wish anyone harm, wouldn't God be a little hypocritical to give an innocent child a disability that he or she would have to deal with for the rest of his or her life? Okay, then what about those who aren't against abortion for religious purposes? What about the middle-class taxpayers who don't want to pay for other people's abortions? That's a good point. However, the taxpayers may not know the facts about the cost of abortions. Usually, middle and upper-class women who need an abortion have private health care that cover the cost of abortion. Therefore, taxpayers don't have to give any money for that. However, in general, the cost of an abortion depends on how long a woman waits to get it. If a woman between a 6 and 10 weeks gestation period, they will normally have to pay about $350 at an abortion clinic and $500 at physician's office. At 16 weeks gestation at abortion clinics will usually cost about $650 and at physician's offices it will cost around $700. When a woman has passed her 20th week of gestation, the cost rises usually above $1,000. This is to enforce a woman to keep herself healthy. With lower-income women, the availability of abortion is usually lower and funded by federal money. I didn't know that. A lot of people don't oppose Larry. And people don't oppose know that there are restrictions to getting an abortion by using federal funds, like women who are rape and incest victims or if her life is endangered, meaning it is unhealthy for the woman to give birth. There are also other restrictions that help people from abusing taxpayer dollars. So taxpayers need to understand that they are paying for low-income women who are victims or have serious health conditions that threaten their lives, and a lot of times women have to pay for it themselves or with the help of their own insurance. In fact, I'm a taxpayer myself. So I wouldn't want to pay for something that was being abused by other people. I agree with you on this one. This argument about money usually wins over people. You make some pretty good arguments, and I understand more about abortion since you came on the show. Do you have any more closing thoughts? Well, I have many more arguments why abortion should be legalized and why I personally am pro-choice. However, I do not think abortion is for everyone, like I said earlier. I just think people only know the myths about abortion that I've argued. If you'd like more information, I'd be glad to give you more. I will be sure to do that for my viewers who have now been persuaded after the show. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for having me. Well thought, said everyone. Another exciting interview. I'm Larry King, and good night.